So, Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Congregation Beth-El. I'm Cantor Melissa Cohen, and very happy to be joined by many of you in person, and for those of you on the live stream, I hope that you will join us in your worship. We will be using resources that you can find on the website at bez613.org. We will be using our Kol HaNeshama Siddur this evening. And I hope that you will join along with us and sing from your homes and sing from your hearts and be with us in the spirit of Shabbat. So we will be opening our service on page 13, welcoming the angels of Shabbat that will stay with us throughout all of Shabbat. Again, that's page 13. Shalom Aleichem. Please sing with me. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We welcome Shabbat with light, and we will bless our Shabbat candles on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, le'adlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, source of light, our God, sovereign of all worlds, who has made us holy with your mitzvot and commanded us to kindle the Shabbat light. Well, this is the Shabbat before Purim, our happiest holiday on the calendar, and so we will join in singing Psalm 95, which is on page 21. Come sing in ecstasy to the Eternal One. Ring out a fanfare to our rock of rescue. Hurry forth in thanks before the presence, shouting in song to God. And so we will sing our praises to God. We will sing our songs to God. Page 21, Lechu Neranena. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena l'Adonai. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena l'Adonai. Naria, Naria, letzor yishenu, nekadma panav v'toda. Naria, Naria, letzor yishenu, bizmihirot nari alo. Lechu neranena, Lechu neranena, Lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, Lechu neranena, Lechu neranena l'Adonai. Ki el gadol Adonai, umelech gadol kol Elohim, asher beyado mekere haaretz, וטועפות הרים לו. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. Another song, another psalm that says to sing out to the Redeemer a new song, sing to the Eternal, all of the earth, sing to the Sublime One, bless God's name, bring news day after day of divine help. Psalm 96, page 25. Yallay, lallay, lay, yallay, lallay, lay, yallay, lallay, lallay, lay, lallay. Yallay, lallay, lay, yallay, lallay, lay, yallay, lallay, lallay, lay, lallay. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai, baruchu shemo, basru miyom leyom yeshuato, sapru vagoyim כבודו בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. יאללה 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 יאללה. שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום. So we will welcome with song, continuing on our theme of rejoicing with L'Chadodi, and we'll join in the verses on page 41 and 43, and then I will signal for everyone to rise and welcome the Sabbath Queen from the back of the sanctuary. Again, page 41, 43, and 47, L'Chadodi. L'Chadodi likrat kala, פני שבת נקבלה, לכדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, היא השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לכדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לכדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לכדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לכדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך אפיך. רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לכדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לכדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי. על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קורבה אל נפשי גאלה. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי קהלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, pene Shabbat nekabela. Well, as we have welcomed Shabbat together with light and with blessing and song, we welcome each other to Shabbat, so we can wave, give a fist pump, and say hello and Shabbat to everybody on our live stream, and sing together Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, how great it is for brothers and sisters to be together. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. I'll ask everyone to remain standing. Page 57, our call to worship, the Baruch. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. You may be seated. We'll join together on page 60. Praised are you, God, ruler of the universe, who has ordained the rhythm of life. The day with its light calls to activity and exertion. But when the day wanes, when with the setting of the sun, colors fade, we cease from our labors and welcome the tranquility of the night. The subdued light of the moon and the stars, the darkness and the stillness about us invite rest and repose. Trustfully, we yield to the quiet of sleep, for we know that while we are unaware of what goes on within and around us, our powers of body and mind are renewed. Therefore, at this evening hour, we seek composure of spirit. We give thanks for the day and its tasks, and for the night and its rest. Praised are you, God, who brings on the evening. El Chai v'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Amari Varavim. God's expression of love for the people Israel is in our next prayer, the Ahavat Olam, page 63. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael, Amacha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochvenu v'kumenu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה יומם ולילה ואהבתך לא תסור ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. We rise for our declaration of faith, the Shema, page 65. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבביך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם מאוד על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. You may be seated. Our People's Song of Freedom, Mi Chamocha, page 79. Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha Nedar Ba'kodesh, Nora Tehilot Osef Eleh, Malechut Charahu Vanecha, בוקע לפני משה ומרים זה עלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מי חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. The evening prayer for peace, Hashkivenu, says for us, help us to lie down, dear one, our God, in peace, and let us rise again, our sovereign, to life. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Decree for us a worthy daily lot, and redeem us for the sake of your great name, and enfold us in the wings of your protection, for you are our redeeming guardian. With those words as kavanah, I will invite everyone to take a moment to think about those in our community who are in need of a little extra protection, a little extra thought this evening. And we think to our loved ones who are ill, to those who suffer pain of body or brokenness of spirit. We pray not only for those who are physically ill, but for all who suffer spiritual or emotional pain. Those who face loss and those who confront trials, anxiety, and disappointment. Let us join together in the Misha Berach, the words which can be found in the back of your pamphlet. And we express our desire for a refuah shalema, a complete healing for those in need. And I will offer the names of those in our community who are in need of Misha Berach: Shirley Steinman, Larry Baker, Levi Chisholm, Brian Donor, Amy Maurer Martin, Lindsay Yagi, Jane Bashir, Erin Greenwald, Ron Safran, Ariel Shoshana Bat Esther Zelda, Helene Waldman, Sue Baker, Diane Marie Reisman, Andrew Whitson, Dan Stillerman, Freda Burns, Rory Sandberg, Amanda Batia Messenger, Jamshid Sharifi, Barbara Porter, Marty Lewis, Herb Heller, Marilyn Block, Dr. Martin Tamler, and Sandra Siegel, and all in our community and beyond who are coping with the consequences of the COVID virus in its various manifestations and mutations, and to anyone here who would like to add names to the list. And to all, yes? Okay. And to all those whose names we keep in our hearts. We join together in Misha Beirach. Misha Beirach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imoteinu, mekor habracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, compassionate one, who spreads your canopy of peace over all your people Israel and over Jerusalem. We again say, Amen. On page 85, we'll join together in the commandment from Torah to keep and honor Shabbat, V'shamru. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We'll rise for the Chatzi Kaddish, page 87. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיא יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בהמה ואמרו Amen. We'll remain standing for the Ma'ariv Amidah. The words of tradition can be found beginning on page 91. And of course, no prayer is complete without the words of your own heart. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. You may be seated. So this Shabbat is a special Shabbat known as Shabbat Zachor. It is called the Sabbath of Remembrance. It is the second in a series of 4 Shabbatot that precede Pesach. I always say you know when Pesach is coming because we start having these special Shabbats with these special names. And this is the Shabbat that always precedes Purim, which will happen next Wednesday evening. And we'll talk about this more tomorrow morning in my Devar Torah, a little bit focusing on the special maftir that we read and the words and why the rabbis chose this. But I wanted to focus on what my song for inspiration tonight will be. And you can look at that in the back of your pamphlet, which is taken directly from Megillat Esther, which we'll read for Purim. And it's taken from chapter 8, the verse is 16. And the words are La Yehudim Haita Ora Vesimcha Vesason Vikar. Just a few simple words, and it says that the Jews enjoyed light, gladness, happiness, and honor. So it's a peculiar thing that we have these words when we are remembering, when we think about what we are remembering. We're thinking about a time when we were attacked. That's what Shabbat Zachor is acknowledging. It's remembering this great attack of Amalek against our people when we were in the wilderness. The Maftir actually doesn't come. We're going to start the book of Leviticus tomorrow morning. And so it doesn't come. This is out of order. The Maftir is taken all the way at the end of Deuteronomy. It comes later, when we're later in the story. And it's recalling this attack on our people when we were at our most vulnerable. I think it's interesting also that the Shabbat is coming this weekend. We're going to have our daylight savings. We're going to be gifted with this hour. We're going to have our extra hour of light again. And so we're in a time when we're going to be having more light in our life. The Jews enjoyed light, gladness, happiness, and honor. Also notable that God's name is not present in Megillat Esther anywhere. The name Adonai is not in Megillat Esther. And so I like to think that when we are thinking about things like light and gladness, happiness and honor, that's where we find God's name. And that we are part of who makes up God, that it's from us and carrying on this Shabbat Zachor and this remembrance and how we live our lives with light and happiness and gladness and honor. So I wish for you on this Shabbat Zachor, when we are thinking about those around the world who are at their most vulnerable and being attacked by our modern day Amaleks and Hamans, that we send our joy and we send our light and our happiness and our honor around the world so that we are able to lift them up and raise them up to be strong and to be able to share their light with the rest of the world. So Shabbat Shalom, and we will sing our song of inspiration in honor of all of the people of Ukraine and wish for them this song of happiness and joy, just a little moment of light in a time when I think that they need it the most. La Yehudim, you can find the words on the back of your pamphlet. La Yehudim hayta hora v'simcha v'sason v'kar. 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 So with that, we will also raise our cup, our glass of fullness. And then we'll ask everybody to rise for Kiddush, which you can find on page 119. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat chodsho b'yavahu v'ratzon hinechilanu זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום התחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדיש השבת לחיים. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. And you may remain standing, and we will join in the Aleinu at the bottom of page 121. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו ופסולתו ככתוב בתורתך. מתחת אין עוד על כן נקבלך, אדוני אלוהינו לאות מהרה ותפארת עוזך. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד. Mourners and those observing yard site will remain standing. In reciting the Kaddish, we affirm our awareness of holiness in our world. Much of our experience of divine goodness, grace, and love has come to us through those whose lives have touched our own. We extend our sincere condolences to Esther Shivav and family on the death of their beloved mother and grandmother, Fega Kaufman, Keith Pitzley, Perry Pitzley, Milton Friedman, and families on the death of their beloved mother, sister, and grandmother, Ray Friedman Pitzley, and to all who mourn and to all who are reciting yard site this week. As a testament to our everlasting faith, I invite all of those who are in mourning or reciting Kaddish to join with me in the Mourner's Kaddish, page 131. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, va'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata. Da amiran bi'alma v'imru amin. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amin. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amin. May the one who creates harmony above make peace for us and for all Israel and for all who are bereaved and for all who dwell on earth. And we'll say together once more, Amen. You may be seated. A few announcements. I would like to call your attention to our Purim events. Of course, will begin on Sunday this week for our family. We'll be having a very magical Megillah. It's code for Disney. So come, bring your ears, dress in a costume. You'll have fun. It's really for everybody. So it's at 10 a.m. Adults, families are welcomed. And then, of course, we'll have an adult-only Megillah reading and spiel on Wednesday on Erev Purim proper, right here. I also want to call your attention in the bottom of your pamphlet to truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here in our community for the premiere screening and premiere performance of the opera Brundibar, which is being performed by the Indianapolis Opera. It is a co-sponsorship with the congregation. And you can go and see the opera proper at the I think it's not this weekend, it's the following weekend. I think it's there March 18th, 19th, and 20th, and you can see their website to go purchase tickets to go see the opera when it premieres there. But I want to call your attention to the special exhibit and program that we will be hosting here at the synagogue, and call your attention to that on Tuesday, April 12th. Both programs are very important. You'll have an opportunity to see the opera premiered in 2 weeks from now, and then again to be able to experience really a once-in-a-lifetime discussion and event program here at the synagogue. So I do hope that you will be able to join us for both events, or certainly if not one, the other. Oh, it's right at the bottom. I didn't see that. At the very, very bottom is the information on the, it's underneath our premiere discussion and performance. Indianapolis Opera's Brundibar and Vedam is at the Toby Theater at Newfields. I missed that. Sorry about that. You can purchase, and the ticket link is right there. Perfect. And then we'll go back and I'll tell you about our Sisterhood Torah Fund Appreciation event is on Sunday, March 20th in the evening. It will be a Zoom program, so please, it's a great program this year, so please contact Amanda Siegel for more details and RSVP to her so that you can be part of that. Lots of things happening as we begin to ease back into coming into the building and seeing each other more in person. Invite your friends back into the building so that we can have more people here at services and be able to sing together and be together for fellowship. It's wonderful to see everybody, and I hope to see you at the upcoming events soon, starting with tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for services. So we'll have our closing song, which is another song of joy, of singing, of coming to God in song as we begin to celebrate Purim in the coming days. You can also find the words at the back of your pamphlet. Ivdu et Adonai from Psalm 100. It says to serve God with gladness, to come into God's presence with singing. So sing with me. Ivdu et Adonai besimcha, Ivdu et Adonai besimcha, bohu lefana birnana lefana birnana. Ivdu et Adonai besimcha, Ivdu et Adonai besimcha, bohu lefana birnana lefana birnana. Yalalai lalalai lalalai lalai, yalalai lalai lalalai lalalai lalalai, yalalai yalalai lalalai lalai lalai, yalalai lalai lalalai, yalalai. Ivdu et Adonai besimcha, Ivdu et Adonai besimcha, bohu lefanav birnana lefanav birnana. Ivdu et Adonai besimcha, Ivdu et Adonai besimcha. Bohu lefana virnana lefana virnana. Yalalai lalalai lalalai lalai. Yalalai lalai 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 lalai. Yalalai lalai lalai. Shabbat shalom. I'll see everybody in the morning. Shabbat shalom to everybody on our live stream. Hope to see everybody soon.